Hey, what's going on, guys? Martin with Alpha Film Creative, and you are tuned in to the Biz of CC. New look, right? New look, new things. And that's exactly how we're moving for the rest of the year 2025 and beyond. And today, my first guest is none other than James Sandoval, co-owner of Prime Real Estate.
How you doing, Martin?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you taking your time and being a part of this. So
This is an awesome setup, by the way.
thank you. I mean, I'll tell you what.
You guys would think we are in the New York skyline, and that's a shadow of the subway or a film.
It's definitely going for that film look,
Okay,
right?
yeah,
So
I love it.
So this is amazing, man. I mean, not many can pull this off. So we got this.
Definitely.
So, man, let's get started. Let's go ahead and dive into it.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Cool. So let's get started. So what inspired you to jump into the entrepreneurship and everything that you got going on now?
Man, to be honest, it wasn't just an entrepreneurial shift. It was more of a spiritual shift. You know, when you've lost everything, you realize that nothing is really yours, and you're liberated from everything.
Absolutely.
And when you see that, you realize that the only real risk is never betting on yourself. And when I finally realized that and stripped away from everything, you realize that you have nothing to lose because nothing is yours at the end of the day. But what I do know is what's mine is how I show up, how I serve, and my purpose. That I do have control of, and that's why I chose entrepreneurship.
It's great, man, because every time I've seen you from the very beginning, you've always presented yourself as a very well put together entrepreneur, business mindset individual. That's one of the things I always loved about you, man. Especially whenever we would do our content from back in the day and then to leading up until now.
Such a long time.
Like it definitely, I can see the growth, and I can also see the passion and everything that it is you do.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. You know, it's been a long journey. Thanks be to God. He's actually blessed me more and more every single day. But it's because of that circle of influence, the people that you surround yourself with, and elevate not only yourself, but everyone around you.
Absolutely, man. And I love that. I love that. So
Appreciate that.
all right, so taking a little bit more deep dive into everything, can you tell me a little bit more about what specifically you do for those that don't know?
Absolutely, man. So I'm co-owner of Prime Real Estate, and we have a total of 51 agents. And we've grown substantially within the past couple of years. So we do a lot, right? And at Prime Real Estate, we started back in 1971.
Wow.
I say we, but I wasn't born then. So just so y'all know, I'm not that old. But with that being said, it started back in 1971. And all of my partners with Prime Real Estate have decided to elevate our brand and continue to grow. And so now we've gone from when I started with Prime Real Estate, 17 agents, 20 agents. We're now at 51 agents. And what we do at Prime Real Estate is we serve our community. We help first-time homebuyers, commercial, residential, whatever the case may be, investors. We help each and every person get to the finish line, and our team is there to help every step of the way. And you can actually find us at the original Selena Boutique right there on SPID and Everhart. That is where we are at. So you can find us there.
I love it, man. I see it every single time I drive Everhart. It's right
We're
there.
literally down the road from each other. That's
absolutely,
crazy.
Absolutely. Man, well, I love that, the history and everything, especially the growth from whenever you first started to now with Prime.
Yes.
And I'm familiar with a lot of the agents that you have on your team, especially some of my friends that have joined the team. And I can just see great things coming from whatever y'all are doing.
And I truly appreciate that. You know, that was the vision I had. The vision was to grow the company. When I became co-owner of Prime Real Estate, I just wanted to ensure that it wasn't just personal growth. It was the entire brokerage. And it's showing now. And this is just the beginning. It's crazy what we have planned.
And I love it that y'all put a very, I'm sure a lot of it comes from you, but y'all put a strong presence when it comes to social media. And that's exactly how I feel like y'all are pushing everybody. And that's great because people need it.
Yeah, digital footprint. I just held a marketing meeting with all of our agents, and it was specifically on their digital footprint. Mm-hmm. We need to ensure that if you're an agent, you're a realtor, and you don't have there's no digital footprint of you online, how can someone refer you when they can't even find you?
So going back, you said that you had 55 agents on
51.
your team. 51 agents.
51 agents, yes.
51 agents.
We'll
Okay.
get there probably by next week, but no, I'm just but nonetheless, it's a blessing, man.
So what are the key benefits of something like that, to having that many people on your team?
Man, so being able to lean on each other. When you're running a brokerage, you'll run into different scenarios where you can't be at two places at once.
Absolutely.
And the cool thing about it is we have established ourselves in our city, obviously since 1971, but have continued to grow. And now we're at a point where if I can't be somewhere or an agent can't be somewhere, we have a team feed and we're literally on there all the time saying like, hey, I can't show this house. Can anybody show it? And if so, we can team up on it, And it just becomes this, we're not here to take the entire table. We're here to give a seat to everyone so that everyone can help each other.
I love that, man. I mean, the main thing when it comes to growth is actually growing with people, and then you grow even more.
Absolutely.
The whole business.
Agree.
So, perfect, man. Let's see. So, let's dive in a little bit more about you as an individual. What does your day-to-day look like when it comes to entrepreneurship and maybe even personal life?
Oh, man. So, it's, as y'all know, I'm a family man. I have my wife, my kids. That alone is a task of its own.
Right.
And then aside from that, the entrepreneur side is hustle, schedules, showings, negotiating. There's so much that goes into one day. And if I wish I could encompass it, but there is no instruction manual on how my day-to-day basis is. Every day is completely different. And that's why I love what I do, because each and every day brings out the best in me. Because if I were to do the same monotonous things every single day, it would be kind of boring.
So you're not doing your 345 Saratoga water inside the glass?
With ice bucket. And no, I do. So it starts with the workout. If I don't work out, man, I can't give myself to others. I have to give myself to me first. And then afterwards, when nobody's needing you at 4 a.m, 5 a.m. is when I work out. And then afterwards, I give myself to everyone. And by the end of the day, I'm like, all right, I'm ready to basically fine-tune family time and do what I got to do.
See, and I found that's the best time for you to say, this is me time.
100%.
Like I focus on myself. And I just filmed somebody the other day and we were talking about, so what makes you successful throughout the day? And it's taking the time in the morning. It's finding your center, finding who you are as a person. You're working out, you're praying, you're getting all the things done that you can't do throughout the day. Because if you can't get right in the morning, like you're not going to be able to function.
Yeah, I agree, man. What's crazy is real life, there's nothing but scavengers. I mean, like people will eat you alive if you haven't put yourself first. Yeah. You put yourself first, I'm like, go ahead, dismember me. Like I'm already ready for the day. I'm in real estate. I know what it feels like to go through ups and downs on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
But at the same token, if I haven't given myself 100%, how can I give 100% to anyone else?
So with prime real estate, what do you think is something that people may misunderstand or maybe not fully understand about what it is you do and your team?
I think the biggest thing is, especially with Netflix and everyone glorifying the real estate industry, it's just like, oh, all you guys do is show houses. Mm-hmm. If you only knew how much is involved and how many people, it takes a village to do what we do. Mm-hmm. And if it's not in sync, the ship sails and it burns. And then you're like, how can I get back? And you can't. You have to fix things on a day-to-day basis, negotiate, strategize. There's so much that is involved in one transaction that people just think it's showing houses. Oh, yeah, that guy opened the house for me, and that was about it. That is not how it is. Completely different.
I completely understand. I have a lot of friends now that are now in real estate, and I've seen the behind the scenes and the process that goes into just selling a house or getting to that close or getting whatever. Yeah. Like there's so much that you have to do.
There's so many people, and people don't realize that it takes a village, and we're working together to get you to the closing table because you want a home or you want to sell your home, whichever the case may be. But at Prime Real Estate, we do more than just show houses.
That's perfect, Brad. So what was that defining moment when you realized, man, I'm making an impact in everything?
Well, there's a lot of defining moments, man, but I think the biggest one was when I was going on my real estate portfolio, not to check volume, but just to make sure that there was a house that I had just closed on, and if it was reflecting on a third-party website, and I look back and I see all of these reviews, and it was like a rabbit hole, and I just kept going and going and going and seeing all of these reviews where I'm changing people's lives and I'm serving the community, and it's here in my backyard. That was a huge defining moment. And reading all of these reviews, going back and taking me back to years ago when I was selling, different homes at the time, it just takes me back and it just makes me feel grateful.
So as an entrepreneur, right? So what are some of the biggest challenges that you faced, and how are you able to push through it? Because I know we go through either on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly, it's all the time. So how do you think you've been able to do that, man?
I think the biggest challenge is taking a long-standing brand and modernizing it and growing it. That isn't easy. And the pressure is always on, because volume is obviously what everybody wants.
Yeah.
And scalability, we want to scale it. We want to be well branded. There's so many things that we as entrepreneurs have to go through, and everybody thinks that entrepreneurship is like, oh, it's the dream. It is the dream, but you have to succeed at it every single day. It's not just one day. People think like, oh yeah, that picture of the iceberg where it's like, oh, what you see and what nobody else sees.
Absolutely.
It's exactly what I mean.
And it's great, man, because one of the things I've always known about you, or always been able to see about you, is you always bleed the brand. From rocks to your real estate now, like everything.
I'm a day one, man.
Always bleed the brand.
Always. And that's the biggest thing is if you're well branded, like I said earlier, if you're an agent that nobody knows and you don't have a digital footprint, how can people refer you?
So through real estate, man, and all the time, how do you stay motivated? Because I know there may be some ups, some downs, and like what keeps you grounded and motivated throughout the whole time?
My purpose. I know that my purpose is to serve, and I'm here to serve everyone in my community. And that's why when I see things like keep it local, I love that. I mean, and Corpus Christi is one of those cities where we try to keep it as local as possible because, and I'm not saying local, I'm saying local. Yeah, I probably said that a little too fast, but that's what keeps me grounded, is knowing that I'm making a difference here within our city, keeping it local. And during slow seasons, we use that as prep. It's a prep season to double down on community presence, double down on our agents, refining our systems, refining our tools. And because at Prime Real Estate, we offer our agents the ultimate tool belt. Like you have literally like the rocket. All you got to do is get in it, and you have to make sure that you serve your purpose in that spaceship. Meaning turning some wheels, making sure that everything is working appropriately. So
I love it, man. I love local, and that's why I created the Biz of CC. So local entrepreneurs, local businesses, maybe they're having a tough time. Maybe it's one of their slower seasons, and they need an opportunity just to speak about what they are, how they offer it to the community, and what it is that their service is, right? So that's a lot of the main purpose behind this, and really keeping everything local.
And that's true. And that's why I appreciate you having me here, man, just because we go way back.
Absolutely.
We go way back. I'm saying like 5-6 years.
All right, so looking ahead, what is next for you? Big goals, dreams, anything you want to accomplish?
Man, you already know. I've got big goals, big aspirations, not only for me, but for our brokerage. We're more than just a brokerage, man. I know as cliche as it sounds, but like we're legit a family, and we've substantially grown that within the past couple of years. But scalability, and how can we scale this on a bigger level than just here in Corpus, bigger cities, different hubs. And this year we have some big announcements. We haven't announced yet, but we've got some big things coming for exclusive. You heard it here first. We had some big things coming this year, and we're really excited to announce it when that time does come. But scaling the business is what's coming.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I mean, big dreams, big goals. I mean, if we just stop having those, then what's our purpose?
Exactly. Well, I mean, we're made for more than just a 9 to 5. We're made for way more than that.
Entrepreneurs,
but you have to apply yourself.
They're definitely the only ones that rather work 80 hours for themselves than 40 hours for somebody else.
It's funny you say that, because when I was working 9 to 5s or 5 a.m.s to 5 p.m.s, 12-hour shifts at the refinery, when I was doing different types of, just jobs to get me by, I was always saying that I would never do what I was doing for that company, such as waking up early, because I hated waking up early. And this was when I was probably 18, 19 years old. And I would wake up at 5 in the morning, go work out, and then go to work. But I would work out in the morning. I started that routine because I hated giving my whole 100% to work and not to me. Because by the end of the day, I was toasted. So I was like, nah, I'm going to give myself 100%. So that's why I started the workout thing in the morning, right? Now my mind has shifted, but I still work out in the morning. But what I'm getting at is, I would say I'm never waking up this early. I'm never doing all of this for somebody else. And then I got into entrepreneurship, and now I do that plus more, just because I know I'm serving a purpose, but it's because I'm that hungry. Yeah. It's not for someone else, You're
building yourself.
Building, absolutely.
So everybody defines success differently. But beyond money, beyond the numbers and personal achievements, like how do you define success?
I think the biggest thing for me, success means everybody strives for it, right? Financial freedom, right? But before financial freedom is a thing, I think success is when people speak of your name with trust. You elevate the people around you, the community. For instance, my wife and I will go places at times, date nights, and next thing you know, it becomes like a sponsored date night, because everywhere I go, it's people I know, businesses I know. I'm giving back to them, not there to mooch, but they're like, no, you took care of me, you took care of my family, I'm going to take care of you. that to me speaks volume. That's why whenever my wife wants to go out of town, I'm like, man, we got it made here. Like, I don't want to go anywhere. But then we love to travel. But with that being said, success to me means when people can speak of your name with trust and it outlives you. I think that's the biggest thing.
So we're almost at the end, but I want to ask you something, because I know there's a lot of people that may be watching this that maybe have an idea or want to get into real estate or just want to be an entrepreneur in general. They're called. They feel like they're called for something more than your regular 9 to 5.
So many of those.
So what's some of that piece of advice that you would give them that maybe they just need to hear?
Don't wait for perfect. It's never going to be perfect. I think the biggest thing and the biggest, I guess, misconception of entrepreneurship is they see the top of the iceberg, not the bottom, but they don't see all of the mistakes, all the errors that you've had, because you're not there putting them on your social media, but you are putting the successes on your social media, right? But everybody has a misconception when they see all of these highlight reels of success, because they think that that's what it is. But the journey is what is success, right? You start to succeed through that journey, but if you never go through the journey, you'll never succeed. So I think the best advice would be, don't wait for perfect. Start now. Use this video as, some type of motivation, because at the end of the day, nothing's going to be perfect. But if you put your best foot forward and you take it a day at a time, you'll do it.
I saw a quote the other day where it says perfectionism kills dreams.
All the time.
And because people are so focused on, well, if I don't put out this video perfectly how it should be, then I'm never going to reach this. But if you're never going to reach this, if you don't even take step one. So
I agree. And it's crazy because you'll notice it with people who have their dreams just killed, that they knock others down when they try to achieve their dreams, right? And at the end of the day, that's why I tell people, I don't know if you guys have seen, there's a book called The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I don't know if I wanted to cuss.
We'll say that.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
All right. But it's genuinely the best way to live, because if you really care about what other people think about you, you'll never go out there and do anything. But if you just do it and people are shaking off the tree, that's good. Those people are no longer surrounded by you. I'd rather know who doesn't like me right off the bat, so that way I know that I'm not advertising for them. I'm advertising for my supporters,
I've had 2 entrepreneurs tell me the exact same thing. Like, you can't be people person friendly and be hard ass business, like, etc. Like, very successful. Like, I've heard it online. I've heard it in personal conversations, in personal groups.
Yep.
And I'm just trying to grow into that, man. I mean, I've always been the type where, hey, what's up, man? Da-da-da. But there needs to be certain change that needs to happen to be able to elevate and grow. I
agree, man. You do it for you, because when you do it for you and you elevate yourself, you elevate others, because you're helping them. I mean, you're in the business of helping people.
Yeah.
I'm in the business of helping people. We're all here to serve others. We just don't know our purpose sometimes. And if you have a dream, go out there and get it. Don't let your dreams be killed by other people, and start today, because nothing's perfect.
I love it, man. So one final thing, and this is just going to be, how can people get a hold of you? How can people tune into all things James Sandoval, realtor extraordinaire, Prime CC, everything, man?
So first and foremost, Prime Real Estate. You can find us online at primerealestatecc.com, as well as on social media. You can actually find us at the original Selena Boutique. That's where she had all of her boutique at, and we are proud of that. We're right there. We're down the road from Shoot Your Photography. And then as far as myself, of course, go askjames.com. You guys already know where to find me.
Yep.
Absolutely, James on social media. You guys can feel free to click on it and take a sneak peek.
James, I appreciate you coming on, brother.
Thanks for having me, bro. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being a part of this. And all of y'all, this was The Biz of CC. Once again, I'm Martin with Alpha Film Creative. Tune in, tag a business owner. Let's continue to grow the business CC and all things local. Talk to y'all soon.